studio, Robert Singer, the chairman of the Center for Jewish Impact. Thank you so much for being here in the studio.
Thank you, Benita. Great to be here.
We've been talking about efforts to help Ukrainians who are fleeing to Moldova, to Romania, to Poland, to neighboring areas to try and get to safety. To start, give us an idea what your organization knows about the number of Jews fleeing the conflict as we speak.
Now, first of all, to speak about the Ukrainian Jewish population, we're talking about almost 300,000 people who, according to law of return, have the right to immigrate to Israel and are considered to be Jewish. But it includes, of course, the members of Jewish families who are not Jewish.
Now, tell us then how you and your organization help. You yourself have just been to Romania. What did you see and what did you hear there on the ground?
Now, first of all, I myself was born in Western Ukraine, and that's why this region is really so dear to my heart. So our organization is basically focusing on the civil phase of civil society here in Israel. So we're staying in close touch with the government, of different governments in the region, and with different international organizations, but very closely with the Jewish communities. I just today had in my office heads both of the Ukrainian Jewish community and the Russian Jewish community, so we're working with them very, very closely. And the idea was, and still is, to provide as much help as we can to Jews who cross the borders from Ukraine to Moldova, to Romania, and next week we'll do also something from Poland.
So talk to us about exactly how you are helping. We have been covering for almost 4 weeks now stories about men staying, going back into Ukraine to fight, and mothers and children managing to get across the border. What are you seeing? What are their needs at the moment as they come through?
Yeah, I should remember that we are now talking about the 28th day of the war. People are coming really with literally with nothing. So you have people that you don't believe they are refugees because they had to leave their home in 24, 84 hours. So people really put on themselves the best clothing they had. So you have trains coming to the train station, for example, in Bucharest, where we were last weekend. And you have hundreds of people walking out from the train. They don't look like refugees. You see empty eyes. People are completely disoriented. They don't know what's ahead of them. They're having different volunteers at the train stations and the border crossings where people are sending them to different countries. And from there, in a matter of 5-6 hours, people are going to different countries in Europe. Those who want to come to Israel, they're being taken by the Jewish Agency and by the Israeli government at JDC to hotels, and there the process starts.
What do these shipments that we are seeing footage of, we're seeing El Al planes, we're seeing boxes, we're seeing people unpacking, what do they involve? What are the immediate needs for people as they come across there?
The immediate need is because it's mainly women and children and elderly, because the men at the age of 18 to 60 have to stay in Ukraine. So we're really talking about this kind of population. The immediate needs are medicine and the best, and really the first things that people need when they find themselves in this situation. So what we did in the last couple of days, every passenger on the El Al flight that flew to Bucharest got a package of 4 to 5 kilos, completely with the full partnership with El Al, that they did it completely for free. And when they arrived to Bucharest, all these packages were collected. So in a matter of few days, we transferred there more than 3,000 kilos of medicine and hundreds of packages that will serve thousands of people.
There are so many people with an outpouring of help, volunteers wanting to do something, wanting to make a difference, perhaps watching us as we speak right now, thinking, how do I get involved to help mothers and children who are now left destitute? How do they help organizations like yours to make a difference in Ukraine and in neighboring areas right now?
Now, first of all, there are many organizations that are doing this, and it's really the excellent face of Israel that you can see there, and we are one of them. So those, even when we prepared the packages, we just placed notice on Facebook, and many people came to help to prepare the packages. And people from Maccabi Tel Aviv, for example, that we have partnership with, knew that we are doing it, so they immediately brought some help. As I said, people from El Al came to our offices to prepare the packages. So people can come to us, people can come to other important organizations that are doing the job. And I think that everybody, really, literally everybody that can do something has to do something, because it's we are watching a historic event that we didn't see since maybe many decades, and hopefully it will end soon.
Certainly watching history unfolding here. I understand that the Center for Jewish Impact is looking at formulating an organized program. As you say, it's 4 weeks in. It could be many, many more weeks. What does that program look like? Who does it involve?
Now, first of all, we had a meeting with the Romanian government to get a green light and green passage to both to Ukraine and to the border, to get the release from the customs, and for the government to help us to provide the help. And I must say that we got 100% response from the Romanian government. The same I know is happening in Poland and in other places. So we're going to work very closely with different governments, different organizations on the ground in order to provide help. And not less importantly, it is a historic opportunity for Israel to bring here between 100 to 150,000 new Olim, very well skilled people who want to come here. And we have to do everything possible within the Israeli government to bring these people here as soon as possible without any delay. And last week I saw 500 people waiting in Bucharest for more than 10 days for a flight to Israel. Things like this need to stop.
Certainly is fascinating to see, as you say, in 4 weeks, the efforts that are underway to bring people to safety and, as you say, to bring people who want to come and live in Israel here. Thank you so much for your insights. Congratulations on the work that you and your organization are doing. Robert Singer, Chairman of the Center for Jewish Impact, we appreciate you being here in studio.
Thank you very much.